welcome to another episode of Our Point of View Talk Show. We're glad that you guys could join us. Well, we have our host here. We have Eric. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Not now.
Eric with an E. Eric with an
Bring
E.
those crackers down.
Now that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good etiquette.
And how are you, Miss Jennifer?
I'm doing amazing. Very happy to be here.
Your Christmas tree is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I get my decorating skills from my mama.
Yes, you do. And then we have Derek. How are you, State Representative Derek Jackson from District 64?
All is well.
Government name?
This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad.
Amen. Amen.
Got a shout up in here.
And I'd like to welcome our guest today. We have Miss Cassandra Brown. No, Miss Cassandra Green and Vita Brown. See, when I have those two on the show together, I get the names mixed up. So it's Cassandra Green. How are you, Miss Cassandra? I'm glad you could make it. I think you're on mute. Well, while we're waiting for her to unmute herself, Miss Vita Brown, how are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Vita Brown. I am doing well today. Been busy preparing for the holiday season, but I am present here and ready.
Great. So happy
Good
you're
to see
here.
you.
Miss Cassandra, are you with us now? Still a little technical difficulties? Okay, go ahead and work on that. And we also have Miss Jasmine Amanda Lewis, better known as Jazzy. How are you, Miss Jazzy?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jazzy A. Lewis. Peace. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking.
Good. It's good to see you. So, Miss Vita, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Okay, I'll be happy to. My organization is Sisters Empowerment Network. We provide resources and services for victims and survivors of domestic violence. In addition, we work in the community to empower, educate, bring awareness on a number of issues. And we have been a working nonprofit for over 15 years now.
Good job. Great. And during the show, we're going to hear a little bit more about your organization, Sisters Empowerment. Okay. And Miss Jazzy, tell us a little bit about Black Women Read.
Okay. So, hi. Once again, I'm the founder and CEO of Black Women Read. We were established in 2018. It's an online book club. We have about roughly 2,000 women that follow us on Instagram. We're currently reading Untamed by Glennon Doyle, which is a self-help book, which focuses on women gaining their power back and releasing the chains and not allowing yourself to be tamed, because who said that you had to be tamed? You are a woman. You can walk in your power, walk in your purpose. You are capable of being untamed. And we will be talking about it a little bit more on our IG Live later on this week or possibly next week, depending on how it goes. And yeah, I'm also wearing a hoodie, Black Women Read apparel. And I'm very honored to be the creator of Black Women Read and to have such a platform that can provide a space for women that love to read.
Great, thank you and welcome.
Beautiful.
We appreciate you being here. Miss Cassandra, did you get it together yet? No. Check the volume.
Say what?
Well, keep working on it. Don't give up. Keep working on it. But while she's working on that, as you all know, we're talking about holidays past and present. But before we do that, you guys know that the early voting has started. It started on December the 14th and it runs until December the 30th, not the 31st, December the 30th. So we have our State Representative Derek Jackson. He's going to talk about a little bit about what the progress is and what's going on with that. Derek?
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. And as our point of view political commentator, it's great to have some commentary. So you like that, Jen? You like that, Jen?
Just feel it.
Yeah, just, bring a little humor. But on a serious note, when you think about what's at stake, all eyes are currently on Georgia because of this runoff. And in the balance, you have two, not one, but two United States Senate seats up. And that's the reason why all eyes are on Georgia. But let me give you some numbers, because you all know that I love numbers.
Yep.
On the first day of in-person voting, going back to Jacqueline's point, early voting started on December 14th. Nearly 168,000, a little more than 168,000 Georgians showed up to cast their vote in a runoff. I'm
Wow.
gonna let you know why that's important. 168,000 for a runoff compared to, get this, 129,000 on the first day of in-person voting during the presidential election back on November 3rd, right? That's nearly approximately 23% higher than the general election. Now you're probably saying, okay, why does that matter, Representative Jackson? It matters because typically in the last 16 years, we
No
don't
one
show
vote.
up
Don't show up.
for runoffs. But because all eyes are on Georgia and nearly $250 million, I said that with a big M, $250 million is being pumped into Georgia through television ads, staffing, regional offices, etc. But that's to show the value and the importance of these two United States Senate seats. But you may also need to know this. Of that so far that cast their vote, 42% are Black. That is a record within itself, right? Now, when you add the Asians and the Hispanics and others, that number gets well over 50%. Again, we traditionally do not show up for runoffs. Over 1.1 million Georgians have requested their absentee ballot. Again, that too is historic.
Wow.
Because now you're talking about in-person voting right now until the end of this month, the 30th, but 1.1 million Georgians have requested their absentee ballot, and over 275,000 of those absentee ballots have already been filed, which means received and ready to be counted for voting purposes. And so why is that important? Because these two seats, if the Democrats win these two seats, that will make the United States Senate at the federal level 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats. Guess who decides? Guess who's the deciding vote? Y'all ready? Drum roll.
Yeah.
She looks like everybody minus me and Eric. Her name is Kamala Harris.
Yes. VP Harris.
Which is also historic.
Yeah.
And so when you think about, when people say, does my vote count? Yes.
Yes.
Because in Georgia, Biden won Georgia, turned Georgia blue, which has not been blue in 28 years by 11,700 plus votes. Razor thin, but guess what?
Happened.
11,700 is 11,700 plus, right?
Yes.
And so that's the reason why we're encouraging everyone. Our point of view, we believe in encouraging everyone, all those who are watching, who have been watching our episodes. We were covering the general election. We were down at the State Farm Arena and the Georgia International Convention Center. I mean, we've been covering the election in the last few months here. And tonight we're opening up the show because our point of view want to let you all know, keeping you all informed, how important it is to get out and vote.
Yeah.
and how it's important to make sure every family member, every coworker, ladies, take your boo, tell your boo that no dinner's going to be cooked until they go and vote. All right. This is important, y'all. This is absolute. Yes, I said y'all. You all, we all must get out and exercise our right. This is not a privilege. This is a right. And there are only 3 boxes you need to check. There are only 3 boxes. Unlike last time, Jacqueline, where we had, boxes upon boxes. There's only 3. There's only 3
boxes.
And listen, Jennifer, I know you all cast your vote.
Yes.
But we want our point of view audience to know. Remember the names Dr. Raphael Warnock, John Ossoff, and Daniel Blackman.
Daniel Blackman.
Blackman.
Okay. And you probably saying, well, who's Daniel Blackman? That's you. Well, Daniel Blackman is running for the Public Service Commission.
Yep.
That too is important because Georgia ranks the 5th out of 50 states, the 5th with the highest utility costs. Okay. So
Yeah,
this
we
is very important. This is historic. We don't call it the voting day anymore, Eric. We call it the voting season, right? Because between absentee ballot, mail-in ballots,
Right.
Early voting, and then of course, the election day for this runoff is January 5th. And so please, ma'am, please, sir,
Right.
our audience out there, if you reside in Georgia, and if you're seeing this outside of Georgia, you know some friends in Georgia, call them up. So if you're watching this and you're in California, call up your friends in Georgia. If you're watching this in North Carolina, call up your friends in Georgia. Remind them that these 2 United States Senate seats and the Public Service Commission seat, they're all 3 of them are important, not only to Georgia, but to the United States.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate
Awesome.
it. Appreciate. And we're going to have an update on the runoff up until actually January the 5th. So like our next 2 shows, we're going to, he's going to come back and he's going to give us an update as well. So I see we have Miss Cassandra back. You okay now?
Yes.
Yay.
So tell us a little bit about
There
yourself,
her is.
Cassandra.
My name is Cassandra Alexander Green. I am the founder of WOW Ministries. We work with, we've done over 30 years, 35 years with women in domestic violence or anyone in domestic violence, human trafficking, bullying. We also work with the homeless in the prison system. I'm also a writer and director. I direct the only lynching reenactment in the world, the Moores Ford Bridge lynching reenactment, which took place here in Georgia and which had to do with voting. 5 African Americans were killed in 1946. It was the first year the Blacks were allowed to vote in the Democratic primary, and the then Governor Eugene Talmadge actually said in a speech that if he was reelected, that niggas might vote in this election because the federal government said so, but they would not vote in the next one. He died 2 days before he was put into office. So that's how God does it.
Right.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Miss Cassandra. We appreciate that. Glad
Thank
everything
you.
worked out with the difficulties. Well, today on our show, we are going to be talking about holidays past and holiday present. So that's what our topic is going to be about. So are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is Black Friday. Black Friday. So who has some words for Black Friday? I know y'all go out. Do y'all go out for Black Friday? Y'all stand in those long lines? Did y'all do all that? No. Who knows what Black Friday is? What it means?
Oh, I do.
You do? Okay. What does it mean, Ms.
Yes.
Vita?
Well, back in the day, when my children were young, we would take a quick nap and we would get up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning and we would hit the streets and get the paper, look at all the sales. And we would hit the street and stay there all day looking for bargains and just having fun, hanging out. But I would not do it now or
No.
anything.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But
Right.
those were some good days. And
Yeah.
my 20-year-old, she told me a couple of weeks ago, she was like, I just want the experience. And I said, it's nothing like it used to be. So
Mm-mm.
you
No.
won't ever get that experience again because things are so different now, but it was a lot of fun.
Right. Well, you know what? I actually had a conversation with my younger daughter today, and we were talking about Black Friday, and she told me some things that I did not know about Black Friday. So I have a different outlook on it. Do you want to share that with us, Jasmine?
Yeah, so there are a couple of different stories when it comes to Black Friday. If you Google the origin of Black Friday, there's about maybe 3 different stories that pop up. It'll say the first time Black Friday was used was in Philadelphia in the 1950s, 1960s. And that's how they were describing what the streets looked like when people were out shopping. There were so many people, the exhaust from the cars, it was blackout, so they called it Black Friday. Also in 1869, the price of gold dropped, causing a market crash around that time. And then if you take it all the way back to slavery times, there are stories about how the slaves would cook Thanksgiving dinner, and then they were forced to entertain that same night. And whoever lost was auctioned off the following day. So you had all of these slaves that were being auctioned off on Black Friday. So that's something else to consider. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, if you go to theperspective.org, you can find the article that I found about the slavery history when it comes to Black Friday. So that's just something to think about and to keep in mind. Some people will say it's not true because some people have just recently started talking about it a little bit more often lately now that we are getting into Black Friday. But who's to know? It may be true, it may not be true. I'm more of on the side of it probably is true, but it just hasn't been broadcasted as often as it should be because there are a lot of things that took place during slavery times that we probably still don't even know about. For example, George Washington, they told us that his teeth were made from wood. They were made from slaves' teeth. So we just have to continue to research and do our research as often as possible when it comes to our history.
Yes.
You know, I always find it amazing as a marketing person how this whole Black Friday concept as it relates to commerce, how it targets specifically Black and brown population, and it's always things such as television and toys and and when you think about when something bad goes on, again, they use the term Black, but
Yeah.
it could be in a negative sense, like Black Monday. If you look at Black Monday, that's when the stock market, crashed,
Crash.
and so, I never co-signed in the hype of Black Friday, only because why does it have to be black, right?
Yeah.
And I just always, in my own personal space, protest, if you will, I just never co-signed to it. And I just always, when media tracks the sale of Black Friday, they tend to always go to Black, malls and Black stores and see us lined up, for hours, as it was mentioned earlier. I think it was Vita that said, getting up 3 o'clock in the morning. My logic is, hey, Walmart's going to be there after Black Friday. So I'm not getting up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, staying in a line. If Nike sneakers are so great, then they're going to be good after Black Friday. It just seems like all the products for Black Friday tend to always be targeting the commercials, the marketing material, the social media around, the Black and brown community. So I just never co-signed in the hype.
You're muted, Eric.
See, I had a telephone ringing trying to, silence me out, and I forgot to bring me back in. But when Jacqueline mentioned about the whole Black Friday thing, I was looking right at Jack, and his expression was like mine, just a smug, just nothing happy, because it always seems like that. And not to belabor that point, because Jack explained it well, but just that whole connotation, Black Sunday, Black Monday, Black Friday, even the meteorologists on television, when they're talking about inclement weather and snow on the ground, what do they say? Watch out for the black ice.
Like, yeah.
Really? There's no black ice. The ice is actually clear.
Here.
But they use that because they're talking about the asphalt, that's up underneath. So it's like they use it like as a negative connotation. It's got something, you get a black eye. Really? Not yeah, it's
Well, I want to respond back again too. And I understand what you're saying, Representative Jackson. However, for me and my family, it was a time for us to unite in the sisterhood. We would all get together, go out and have fun. And for me, with the Black Friday, I reference to savings, in the black opposed to the red. I kind of equated to that, opposed to, taking that, but that's a good point. But I think that it was good for my family, because that was an opportunity, because we were always so busy and everybody was, so we took that day to hang out together, to have a full day lunch, connecting sisterhood. We would have my mother out, and it was just a very fun day for us that we look forward to every year. And so that's how I remember Black Friday being.
What
I
about you?
actually never, I'm sorry, what were we saying?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've actually never participated in Black Friday. It wasn't something that really interested me, just hearing about all the shoppers just piling on top of each other, people stealing things out of other people's cars, getting pushed, getting shoved. It just didn't interest me. I was just like, so when Cyber Monday came around, I was like, fantastic. That's right up my alley, because I'm not going out on Black Friday or anybody else's Friday. So.
In all the years that we
Not
experienced Black
necessary.
Friday, I never had an incident like that. So
That's
maybe
good.
lucky, fortunate, or whatever, but we never had a bad incident. And as
That's
far as
good.
shopping deals, I was not really interested in those. I was trying to get things that I know that I needed for my family. So I know they do. They run out and they stand in line for hours to get the TV, and they have probably 5. So you
Right,
wait in line all of that time.
Yeah,
Birthright
yeah.
There's a chance you're not gonna get one. And
All
so
those
we
doorbell
just learned
things.
to go while they waiting in the line for the TVs. We would get everything that we needed for our kids and get out the store. I guess it was a method to the madness.
right.
Mm.
My question
If
is,
it's just
why
my
do
luck,
you-
I go and somebody tries to fight me for some cows. So no.
I don't
Does
like.
anybody know why the TVs are the ones that are always on sale? Like, why that's such a big thing for Black Friday?
Because they're the most expensive. So that's when
Most
you can
popular.
get a cheaper deal. But now you can
Yep.
still get them at
They
a
usually use for a marketing strategy, I think. People, this is the opportunity you can get a 75-inch TV. And like I said, they usually only have 5 in the store. So it's just really a marketing strategy to get you inside.
And then you buy everything else.
They do the TVs so that y'all can see yourselves and see how crazy you're acting over 3 TVs. It's a split screen, just like this one, because going on in Omaha. It's going on in New York, going on in Miami, Chicago, LA. So y'all can see just how wild y'all are. You know, it's just like the Jordans, just like the Jordans that go on sale. When they do that, it's
Right.
like a handful of shoes. And I mean, and people have actually died over that stuff. And
Right, trampled. Yeah.
that's another conversation. But I'm just
Well,
saying.
you know, the sad part is to answer the question, marketing companies and strategists, they conducted surveys. And again, the Black and brown communities, you'll be amazed the top 5 things that they purchase on Black Friday. Y'all ready? The number 1,
Go ahead,
television.
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 Televisions.
Number 2,
Computers.
video games.
Video games.
Video games.
Video
Mhm.
games. Number 3, computers.
Computers.
Number 4, jewelry. Number 5, clothes.
Clothes. Well, what about the toys? That they're supposed to be going shopping for toys for the kids.
I mean, when
Nobody think about
you
the
go
toys.
beyond the top 5,
It's
toys
the
will
adults
come
done
out.
for themselves.
But it's too early for Thanksgiving.
Look,
And so they're trying to, you know, get ready to have, you know, parties, right? Because, you know, hey, I used to have a 35-inch. Now the 50-inch are a little bit more inexpensive. So now I can upgrade from a 35-inch to a 50-inch, and I'm going to get a chance to see, you know, football on a larger screen. I'm going to have some parties. You know, it's a little bit more festive, right? You know, it's like Jennifer's house. You got the Christmas tree.
right.
You know,
Right.
you got the eggnog and the apple cider, right? And so
And the big
you start
TV.
to see some playoffs. You know, it's those types of things. And the television in Black and brown communities, unfortunately, is the centerpiece of entertainment.
Yep.
And so
And whenever
now you can get a larger television.
And whenever someone breaks in your house back in the day, they always
Right.
stole the TV. They stole the TV.
Back in the day, they don't break in houses anymore.
Well,
Look, that's because
They got lazy.
that's
Don't
where they
break in-
started. They started with the TV. That's what they
That's-
take. The TV.
that's because y'all have moved up from the 50-inch to the 75
It
inch.
ain't too heavy.
75 inch, that's right. It's a little bit too awkward to run out with it real quick.
Steadily.
Better bring your cousins with you.
And bring your cousin with it, get the 75-inch out.
And they mounted to the wall now. So
Right.
you know?
And they just about tear your wall down trying to get
Right.
that.
But you-
Absolutely a mess.
but for those who do conduct a survey for the white communities, guess what their number 1 choice for Black Friday would be?
An encyclopedia set.
A truck.
Car, a truck, yeah, a vehicle.
Ford 150 automobile, right?
Mhm.
So that's the reason why, you know, so it's all about, I mean, again, you know, we talked about this the other day, how marketing is an art and a science.
Mhm.
And you can look at the commercials and see what message that they're trying to send. I mean, think about it. During the Super Bowl, major corporations are spending, you know, $5 or $6 million for a 30-second commercial.
Yeah.
$5 to $6 million for a 30-second commercial because they know they have an audience of 114 million people watching the Super Bowl on that big 75-inch television.
That they got on Black Friday.
Right.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Okay, so there you go. Black Friday. That's why it's out there. But I don't do Black Friday. I don't like to be like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have a question. Because the Black dollar is extremely important when it comes to Black Friday, have any of you who participated in Black Friday, have you spent your Black dollar at a Black company such as Wadada or any of the other local Black businesses that we have? Are we supporting those businesses as well? How are we circulating our dollar within our community?
Well, I think for me, back in the day, of course, when I was doing the Black Friday, you didn't have the businesses, but now I'm not a participant in the Black Friday at all. So I will support and do support my community. But back then, You didn't have a lot of businesses, honestly, that was marketing so that you can support them.
Okay.
I don't think,
And I
go ahead,
I
Ms. Cassandra.
agree with that. I absolutely agree with that because back in the day, my children are in their 40s.
Yes, mine too.
We did not, yeah, we did not have Black businesses to support.
Mhm.
So when we went out on what we call Black Friday, same thing is you, Miss Vida. We would go, me and my siblings, my sisters, we would go and shop for our children, and we would stand in line sometime from 3 in the morning until they open at 5 or 6. And it was a bonding time. I have not done Black Friday, but I do support Black businesses all the time now. If I can get something through a Black business, I'll do that. And that's what I've been doing now, shopping, for my ministry. I've been trying to find Black businesses to support.
Yes, I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very
But
good.
not a lot of Black businesses in the local neighborhoods. You have like all your nail shops are run by Asians. You have the hair shops or the beauty supply places run by Asians.
Agents.
Don't have that many, I mean, you might have a couple of food stores like a Caribbean cuisine type of food that have, run by Black people, but you don't have that, you don't have that many Black businesses in the community. So most people go out of their community to malls further out because they'll have the better deals, so they would do like that. So, yeah. Okay, so we've talked about Black Friday. Now let's get into the holidays. Well, that led up to the holidays. It actually came after Thanksgiving. So, which holidays do you guys observe? Like we have Christmas, Kwanzaa,
Hanukkah.
and the New Year's. That's it. So there's the three: Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah. Which ones do you guys observe or celebrate?
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
Yes, I haven't started celebrating it, but I have been doing my research and looking into it. And I really want to start celebrating it. I want to learn the importance of Kwanzaa and why it was celebrated. If you would like to know about Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa was started in 1966. It runs from December 26th to January 1st. It comes from Matunda ya Kwanzaa, meaning the first fruits. That's Swahili for first fruits. And it was created to welcome the first harvest to the home. It was created in a response to the commercialism of Christmas. It is created to celebrate African heritage, unity, and culture. The 7 principles: unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. But they also have the Swahili names for them as well. And I believe that it's a great time for families to come together and to just celebrate being a family and to celebrate who we are as a people, where we've come from, where we are, and where we can continue to go by supporting one another and to continue to grow as a people. When I was a kid, there is a TV show on Disney Plus called The Proud Family, and they have an episode on Kwanzaa that breaks down what Kwanzaa is. And to see that as a child, it was mind-blowing to know that there are other holidays, and this holiday specifically that is geared towards the African-American community and the importance of who we are and what we are capable of doing. So if anybody is interested in learning, do your research. Also, I would highly suggest watching that episode. It's a beautiful episode. You have a lot of amazing Black voice actors that are doing the voices for these different characters. And it's beautiful. And I feel like it should be celebrated more often. It's starting to decline. Not a lot of people are celebrating it as they used to. But I feel that it needs to come back and that we should be able to celebrate. Whether you celebrate in Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever, I believe that you can still celebrate Kwanzaa as well. So it's my 2 cents.
Well, that was like back in the day, but now with the coronavirus, you're not going to be able to do that. It's going to be hard to get families together. I mean, their families are going to get together regardless if they want to, but for their safety, they shouldn't do that. And then with Kwanzaa being 5 or 6 days long, and is it 8 days?
7 days.
And there's supposed to be a gift exchange each day, if I'm not correct, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Say one more time.
There's gift exchange each of these days. Like you're supposed to make a gift and exchange that. on
Yeah.
each of those days to represent something. Okay.
And they have meals, so they're sitting at the table together, and you're doing that for 7 days. You know, it's not going to be able to be done now in 2020 and on with everything that's going on safely. They're going to do it, but it's going to be done safely. That's basically what we're talking about today. The difference between holidays back in from 2019 back to now. I mean, how are they going to be different? Because, you know, when you have Christmas or you have Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah, those are family times when families get together, you know, and, you know, they come in from out of town and they stay around each other. Now, you're not going to be able to do that, you know, this time around. It's going to be totally different.
You know what, Jackie? It's just interesting since we've been in this pandemic, when they had to break the news to people all around this country that they couldn't do Thanksgiving together. They couldn't do the big parties. They couldn't do the big shindigs. It was like all bets were off. It's like, I don't want to play anymore, you know? And for the greater good of the people, we needed to do that one thing. We needed to sacrifice. We needed to kind of have that discipline to be by. There's nothing in the rule, Jasmine. I'm sure you'll probably say there's nothing in the rule books that says you can't celebrate Kwanzaa by yourself. You can light those candles up, red, green, and black, all of them, and still be just as significant. If you do Thanksgiving, if you have your food, and you most importantly remember to give thanks or to think about somebody else. It doesn't mean Thanksgiving is not good because there's not a big crowd or there's not an entourage behind you. It just means that you're doing something different in a different way. Jack could tell you, folks across the water in the military aren't doing Thanksgiving with their family. They are with their battle buddies, but they're not with their families. And in fact, if they're out there on the front lines really getting it in, Thanksgiving is up here.
You're right.
So
Thanksgiving is every day. Every day. You should be thankful every day.
Every day.
Let's not talk
if you
about
want to be truthful about it, Jack, it really is.
Look at Jasmine. Because we used to always say Mother's Day.
It's just,
Mother's Day is every day. So don't just give me a gift on Mother's Day. Give me a gift every day. Love me every day.
Mother's Day is every day. Father's, you know, so it's,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just find it interesting that folks are literally, they're having come aparts. Like, what do you mean I can't do Thanksgiving with my 15 or 20 members? No, we're doing it anyway, and we're gonna infect everybody that comes. Okay, yeah, you get that face. And what do we pass the other day? What, 300,000 that have gone on, that have gone to glory?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, you're exactly right. And when you think about, to your point, Eric, the pandemic has changed not only our behavior, but it also reshaped our mindset. I mean, I didn't know about Zoom 9 months ago or 10 months ago. I love Zoom.
Can't get off of it now.
I do too.
I say this in all honesty. I mean, if you think about Jacqueline and Jennifer and others, I've done more family reunions through Zoom this year because the nucleus of the family is so spread out. I mean, up and down the East Coast, from far north is New York to far west to California to far south to Florida. And, you know, when each generation grow up, they go off to college and the job would take them to a different state, different city. And we have discovered, I mean, all the birthday party Zooms. I am so exhausted of birthday party Zooms. Don't send me, if my family's watching right now, let me take off my glasses on this one. If my family's watching right now, I don't want no more birthday Zooms. I don't. Because we discovered that we can be on Zoom all day, all night. I like, folks, I gotta work.
Yeah. I did a sip and paint with some girlfriends on Zoom.
Really?
And we were on there, I think it might have started like at 7. We didn't get off until about 11 or 12. I'm like, it don't take nobody that long to paint. What's going on? And once you start sipping, you're really not.
I was gonna say, how much were y'all sipping?
Yeah.
What are y'all sipping?
Yeah.
Some alcoholic beverages.
Little something. Little something.
Well, what
But
we
My
everything
father's
he's
family
doing,
had,
they go so
yeah.
long. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
My father's family, they had a Zoom for, I believe it was for Thanksgiving. I was working that day. I was flying, so I wasn't able to participate in it. But it was just good to get that the family was able to get together. I heard it was a really good turnout, so that was really good. So yeah, I mean, it's Zoom is it's the way of life now, apparently. So if it keeps the families together but keeps them safe at the same time, I'm here for it all day long. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm dating
And
myself,
there's
but I grew up
multiple-
watching the
there's
Jetsons.
multiple
What?
I
did
grew
too.
up watching the Jetsons. We're living the Jetsons. We're the Jetsons now.
That's it.
Yeah. Waiting on the
I mean-
cars to start flying.
I mean, right
They're already
now.
working on that.
I
We're
mean, right
working on
now.
it. They're gonna be driving themselves soon.
I was gonna say
Flying
they're
is
driving
good.
themselves.
Don't
They're
Tesla's
already working
driving
on
themselves?
that. They
Look.
testing.
Look,
They
right
drive
now,
themselves, park
somebody
themselves.
on
Mhm.
this meeting, on our show, has probably got on one of those Apple Watches. Who's got the Apple Watch on?
Jennifer,
Jennifer.
See, there you go. And they could probably,
Derek.
you know.
Screen's too small for me.
So what? It's bigger than the Fitbit. So what's the what is it about the Apple Watch? Tell us about that. Here, what you got to say?
What was that now?
I just
Is
say
this the technology behind it? Is that what you were getting at? Were you saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just where we are right now. I don't know if the Apple Watches, are you able to do video FaceTime on those yet?
No.
Okay.
no.
No, I
It's
can't.
coming. It's coming.
No, I can't FaceTime on
It's
it.
coming.
If it's
Not
not on
yet.
that ready, it's coming.
Give Apple a few
It's
more.
coming.
Let them get a
It's
few more
coming.
series under their belt. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Mhm.
So.
Well, and what I was
And
going to say before was, they have a couple of different platforms like, WebEx and Google Meets and, the FaceTime, and now you can do all the video with IG and all that stuff. So yeah, it's we're in the midst of, we're in the thick of it.
And they're
Yeah.
tracking our every movement.
Yeah, that's right. No, you're right.
This is true.
You're
I
right.
mean,
True.
it's true.
You're right about it.
You're right.
There was a period when the iPhone sent an update to all of the iPhones, and it basically put a coronavirus tracker on your phone. So if you go to the settings, you can see like it's a coronavirus. Like you can let it know if you have the virus or something like that. But you didn't have to like put anything into your phone. They did it for you. So just best believe and know
And they're talking about it now. They said that when you go to the airport, and there's going to be a device that will let them know if you have been tested or for the virus or anything like that. That's really scary.
yes.
Yeah.
Is this something that's coming out soon during the holidays, or is this going to be down the line? Ms. Vita?
Say it again.
I was saying, is this something that they're expecting to release during the holidays, or is this going to be a little further down the line within the next year or so?
Well, they're talking about it, but they have a tendency of implementing things and then kind of spring it on us, and we have to catch up.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the scary part about it. See, you might have your Apple Watch on, it might already be on. You guys have probably already got you.
And you know what? To your point, Ms. Brown, when I was in California last week, visiting my mom, Governor Gavin Newsom mentioned that with the iPhones, there is a program. He was talking about it in a press conference. They were doing it live. There's a program or application that you can get on your iPhone that'll let you know that if you've come into contact with someone who tested positive for the virus, they can go back utilizing your phone with respect to contact tracing that will help dial back to see
who
who
you
that
were.
last
Who
phone
you
call was
actually
with. So if it was with,
Right. Right.
But again,
mean,
tracking our every step.
I mean, let's face it, there are some applications, good applications with technology. I mean, if you think about what they're doing now, it's where they can detect your heart rhythm, your your
Have an EKG on that.
blood pressure, your eat right. And so if that information
Yes.
can immediately be sent to your physician and your physician gets an alert, they can immediately start administering, some health needs if need be, through telemedicine, or they can inform you, hey, your body, we're noticing that your body's having some irregular heartbeats. And so there's some good application. Of course, wherever there's good, there's the presence of bad. Somebody's going to hack the information. Somebody's going to try to do something mischievous. And then we need to have laws and policies in place to deal with those who conduct those kind of heinous crimes. But there's some good applications. Yes, I'm team Apple. I got Apple stocks. I got all that. But I mean, there's some good applications. Both we discovered during this pandemic. And I just watched my junior that's in high school, some of the things that she was able to do during the pandemic through virtual learning. Something, a capability that she did not have in the classroom, but because everything was pushed to virtual learning back in March and April this year, it forced the school to get innovative and look at 21st century type learning tools. And so there's some good things out there in the use of technology. Listen, I will not go back to the horse and buggy. Okay? I ain't doing it. I ain't going.
I'm not going up to my TV and doing that.
I ain't exactly. That's exactly. If I gotta talk to Alexa, Siri, I'm just waiting to talk to Chandrika. Can we get a
Can we
Chandrika
change
in
her
the
name to
market?
Chandrika?
I want to be able to say, Chandrika, play my music. Nothing wrong with Siri and Alexa, but I want to talk to Chandrika.
When I say things to my Google Mini, it's the Ray speaks back to me. It's the Ray's voice speaking back to me. So yeah, I get it.
So here's my thing from the old school perspective.
Uh-oh.
Here I go again. So back in the day, we memorized numbers. We memorized things. If your phone crashed today,
Yes.
you lost. You don't know anything. And see, we've become so relaxed. But we need that. We still need those things. I know we may not be able to memorize, but some people will say, I don't even know my own phone number. So in the event that something happens, what's your phone number? I don't know.
You better know 911. I know that.
Think about it. We're
911.
allowing these things to determine our every move, what we do, how we think, when we do. And I just personally think it's a little bit too much. Sometimes
There's a balance. There's definitely
like some of the things are good, but come on, guys, we gotta, as the teachers said in our day, you gotta put your thinking cap on.
You gotta put your thinking cap on.
Put that thinking cap on.
Yeah.
We don't have to anymore. We got Apple to do it for us.
But
guys, I have a
That's
question.
a good point.
Guys.
That's a good point.
I have a
It
question
is.
about the holidays. What is your moods like for the holidays now? What's going on? What type of mood are you in? What type of mood are your families in? How are you feeling with the holidays coming up?
Come on, Cap.
We are exuberant. We're great.
Okay.
No,
Sarcasm at its finest.
no, we're not.
No, we're not.
It's I think if we have any, especially now, if we have an ounce of compassion, we aren't celebrating like we did before.
Yeah.
It's 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 just too tough, because we know what's going on around us, what's probably going on with us.
Mhm.
We've all to some degree have had challenges. I mean, gosh, one of our hosts for our point of view, Connie, is not here because of some circumstances that happened both within her family and outside of her family. Um, and so it's tough. Know someone directly or know someone through someone.
Yeah.
Are you freezing up?
That probably, am I freezing?
You were
Am I
freezing.
good now?
You were frozen.
Yeah, look, and then it says,
Let it
then it says
go.
my internet
Let
connection.
it
You were frozen.
My
You were
internet connection.
Let it go.
Sorry. I'm gonna leave now.
That's Jennifer. That's Jennifer. Mm-mm. You're grounded. You're grounded.
I
But yeah,
think,
Kat,
when,
go ahead.
when you think about the mood, Jacqueline, I think we are, and I could be wrong here, but God put us in control of our mood. What mood do you want to be in, right? I mean,
Mhm.
I was sharing with someone earlier today, and they asked me the question, and I said, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." I choose to rejoice. I choose to be glad, regardless. It could be raining outside. Listen, the stock market could have took a dip because number 45 says something ignorant. I mean, but be that what it may, I'm breathing, right? We know this journey called life. There's going to be, some events that occur where we're going to lose some loved ones. Now, this pandemic has put a different perspective on that because a lot of the 300 plus 100,000 lives, a good bit of us believe that it was avoidable,
Been
right?
avoided.
Because the government had information, did not share that information in a timely fashion back in the beginning of the year when they had that information, did not take the right leadership steps. And a lot of people say, well, how is the president responsible? I said, well, listen, President Obama had 3 viruses that could have became a pandemic. 3, not 1, 3: swine flu, Ebola, H1N1, right? And we did not, during his 8 years of administration, we didn't have to close no schools, okay? We ain't had to close no businesses. I was making tons of money on Delta Airlines. I wasn't flying like Jennifer, but my stock, okay? Right? And so I'm just saying, leadership could have curtailed and did the right thing. And so, but to answer your question, I choose to be rejoiceful. As long as I'm breathing, I choose to be glad. You can only become sad if you give your joy away.
Right.
I refuse to give
Come
my
on
joy
now.
away. I refuse to give my happiness away.
Preach, preacher.
I can take that from and I'm glad that you feel that way and that it really works that way for you. Having been in ministry, like I said, over 30 years, I have people calling me on a daily basis now, all through the night sometimes, that are despondent. They're in despair. I mean, and some of them are Christians. In fact, most of them are Christians because of the things that are going on, because of the lockdown. There are so many different aspects of emotions that people are going through right now that they don't know how to handle what's happening to them. So I, you know, I believe, yeah, rejoice and be glad. All the scriptures, we got all of them that we can cling to. But there are groups of people that do not handle it as well as you and I may handle it. And for those people, I feel really bad for them because the holidays are already a hard time for most people, as we know. The suicide rate shoot through the roof during holidays anyway. So imagine what it is now when people cannot go to their families. They can't, they can't touch their loved ones. So it's a whole different way that I look at it. And I guess it's because of the people that I deal with on a daily basis.
And I agree with you, Miss Cassandra. And that's the reason why I ran for office 5 years ago, because I am compassionate to those who need to have a voice, right? Someone to speak up and advocate on their behalf. And so I do agree. And that's the reason why I fight as hard as I do, because I believe that we should have affordable health care. I believe that Black women specifically, I'm just, nothing against, Caucasian, but I'm saying Black women specifically need assistance when they talk about mammogram because their breasts are more dense. So they don't need to have insurance on 2D, they need 3D machines because that 3D machine may detect that breast tumor that can very well save their life in dealing with breast cancer. I know this personally. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. But when I talk to my constituents, I am as optimistic. When I go to sleep at night, I'm exhausted because I give so much encouragement. Because sometimes we need to, the Bible tells us we need to be encouragers of the word, right? Some people just need to hear, you can do it.
Yeah.
I have confidence in you. I have hope in you, right? And so I prefer to be the glass half full versus the glass half empty.
I agree.
And not just in December, but Mary J. Blige says 1280. She said 12/8. Oh no, what'd she say? 25/8, something like that. Yeah. Mary J said go more than just 24/7. That's her point.
And you know what, Jack, to that point, and that's the reason why I was, I've been with the fire department for nearly 27 years, because, you call it a fire department, it's not because of a happy occasion, by and large.
Right.
So there's certainly a degree of compassion that you have to have because when they call you, this is really going down really bad. Your place is getting burned or some other event that I don't particularly have to name has taken place that requires our services. So there's a lot of sadness, and we aren't even going into the whole mental health part. And it's folks under bridges right now. It's just a lot. So it's a balance of trying to be compassionate, be thoughtful about others, thinking about someone other than yourself. But at the same time, Jack and Jacqueline, Ms. Vita and Ms. Brown, they have families. And so you don't want to be the Debbie Downer of the family. You want to keep your own family uplifted. You want them to be encouraged. You want them to be happy about all that you've done, all that you sacrificed, and remembering what people did in order for you to have these enjoyments. So it's a balance, and it gets to be challenging. Like I said, 25/8, but especially during times now, and especially during the holidays, because as we're happy, we're doing our Zoom, someone lost a family member right on, either right at Thanksgiving or right on Easter.
Next meal is gonna come from.
Or or right on the day someone lost someone on the day they were supposed to go vote.
Right.
So it's a constant thing of just staying encouraged and encouraging other folks around you.
But one of the things that I'm happy about too is that from an early age, I started to train my grandchildren that sometimes we have to give. And so during this time, I try to focus so much of my energy on those that need my help, or to hear that encouraging word. You can do it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been draining for a lot, but I think, no, not think. I know this is the path that God has placed me on in this life. And so if I can take my energy and pass it on to someone else and go fill my cup back up, you know, because that's important too. But for me, I've always been, I really love Christmas. You know, I do the decorations and the mantelpiece and I don't have that this year. And it's okay. Um, it's okay because I think my excuse me, but it's okay because if I can give that energy to someone else, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's important. It's important now. People are really, really hurting.
Yeah.
But people are really hurting, and people are calling my phone at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
you know, just needing to talk. One of my clients, I begged her to say for domestic violence. And I think she just wanted to hold on to that love so much that she was keeping all possibilities of hope alive. And the perpetrator killed her daughter. That was last couple of weeks ago. And that blew me because I put everything that I knew to do, say to her, to help them stay safe. And I got a text at 5 o'clock in the morning saying, he killed my daughter. What? Domestic violence is on the rise.
Yeah.
And
Especially
people
around
are
the holidays.
hurting.
Around the holidays, domestic violence is on the rise.
Absolutely.
And with the pandemic, where you have to shelter in place, you know, that there's more domestic violence coming out because,
Yes.
you know, you have to
Yes.
stay together now, you know,
Yes.
and, you know, what are you going to do? You're together
Yeah.
24/7. So it's even worse now.
Yeah.
So now we're having to figure out, and I think Miss Jacqueline, you saw it. If you're in trouble, just say, Miss Vita, can you send me your cake recipe for the strawberry cake?
Yeah.
And
Codes.
Yeah,
just
there's
try
different
to
codes.
create
You have to
different,
have codes.
yeah, you know,
Because-
so that
Yeah.
we can just have some kind of outlet. And if you're in real trouble, and if it's serious, 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 say, you know, I need it right now. I need the recipe right now because the cake is so good. So
Yeah.
I'm constantly trying to think of innovative ways
Yeah.
to help keep these ladies safe because it's serious, and the children. You know, so you got to remember you have the children. And so for me, I think with the whole holiday thing right now, is like God got me on duty. So
Mhm.
I'm okay. You know, I'm okay because I love on my family all the time. You know, and we celebrate Thanksgiving every day.
Every day.
But right now, I'm just on duty, and that's just the way I look at it. I lay down, get me some rest, and I get up and I fight again to help someone in need. So that's what the Christmas is about for me this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, and that's a wonderful thing because that tell your assignment. That's your assignment because you can do that and you can clear it, and it's not something, I mean, yeah, it weighs on you, but it's not something that weighs on you so much where you can't spread your love amongst those who truly need it. So that's a gift. That's a gift, and yeah, I think there's a degree of enjoyment, if you will,
Yes.
for the sake of the conversation, that comes from knowing you help somebody else out of their situation. That's your joy, and you have to take solace in that. So we all process it differently. We intake it differently, but hey, that's what makes us all individuals. But yeah, that right there, that's a calling. That's an assignment.
Mhm.
Because everybody can't do that.
And it's a
Everybody
heavy
Everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's a heavy, Miss Cassandra, I know you know, it's a
Oh, yeah.
heavy assignment. And sometimes I say, God, I
Yeah.
always got to get the hard assignments, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Absolutely.
This is my mission.
He knows
So
you can handle it.
But I
Yeah.
wonder though, I wonder in answering Jacqueline's question in terms of our mood, is it more generational? Because if we ask Jazzy for, not to put Jazzy on the spot, but Jazzy's line of thinking for the holidays obviously is more cultural, right? And so her mood will probably be focused more around those things like Kwanzaa. My 26-year-old daughter that's at Meharry Medical College right now, she's like, Dad, I appreciate how you all brought us up in Christmas and the Christmas tree and the eggnog and all that. But right now, that ain't my focus, right? Her focus is to get with her sorority sisters, of Delta Sigma Theta, and they go and take a trip, right? And, find a warm beach somewhere 4 or 5 days over Christmas. And it's the fellowship of her sorority sisters and save those memories on Instagram or Facebook or whatever the social media platform. And that's how that generation will prefer to spend the holidays, right? Creating memories, as she would say, I'm trying to create memories. And we created memories too, but those memories were, just the family watching kids open up the packages. And that was the hemisphere of our mood. Whereas today's generation is, we're going to take a destination somewhere and go enjoy ourselves. And they can say, hey, this is where we were 2020 spending Christmas. This is where we were 2021, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yep.
that sounds good.
But that's a good thing, Jack, because I think you could take joy in that, knowing that your daughter is able to work on a swivel like that, despite she knows how she was brought up, but just kind of being able to turn that corner and kind of turn it off and almost have a positive out-of-body experience, because she's not just thinking about herself. She knows that there are other things, other forces, other circumstances that are going on around her that perhaps take a little bit more precedent than those things. So for her to be able to make the transition, and then at another given time next year, maybe 2 years from now, when she wants to bring that back home, when the waters have settled a little bit more, hey, I think it's a great thing, and I believe all of us can attest to the fact that we've had to improvise, we've had to adjust, we've had to do things a little bit differently than what we've had to pray more than we have before. We've had to kind of hold back more in terms of just how we deal with one another, and not just with people, but with like a noun, right? With persons, places, and things.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So Jennifer, what about you? What's your mood like for the holidays coming up?
Oh man, what is my mood like?
How beautiful! I mean, you did all that decorating.
I know. I was waiting for
Gorgeous.
So here's the thing. I'm a December baby. Just celebrated my birthday on the 5th. So December and just the holiday season in general has always just been a favorite for me. Myself, my older brother, his birthday is 2 days before mine. We've always celebrated our birthdays together for the most part. When we were growing up, we would have a joint birthday party on our birthday weekend.
Every year.
And then the following weekend, we put up our tree. We start decorating everything. So I've just always been this person who just looks forward to the holidays. Like when January comes, I'm already thinking about Christmas 2021. That's just how I am. So different, I can feel it around me, but I'm still trying to have that spirit inside of me. Just thinking about the good memories that this time of the year brings, the positive things. Of course, I have thinking about the people who have lost loved ones, the people who are just going through this season, and it's tough because you see it all around you. You're on social media, and it's just like every single day you're just seeing some type of loss, some type of devastation. But at the same time, you just have to continue to just keep that positive mindset. I love Christmas music. I try to play that as much as I can. I love Christmas movies. I'm a lifetime Hallmark nut, so I'm constantly watching all those little, romantic Christmas movies and shows. So, I mean, I'm just really trying to maintain that positive spirit. And one of my favorite Bible verses is 1 Thessalonians 5:18. In all things, give thanks. It doesn't mean that you have to be thankful for the things that are happening. It just means that as you're going through, just keep that thanks in your mind. Just be thankful for the things that God has provided you. There's going to be loss. There's going to be, tragedy. There's going to be tears. There's going to be bad days. But you just got to be thankful for the things that we are provided with. So that's the mood I'm in right now. That's the mindset. I'm about 85 to 90% sure that I'll be flying on Christmas Day. Or if not, I'm at least on schedule to work. So they can call me at any time and say, okay, we got somewhere you need to be. And I'm okay with that. It's fine. I know I can call my mom. I can, call her on Facebook Messenger. I can call my family and friends and everything and talk to them and just say, Merry Christmas, I love you, all this and that. May not be able to be there in person to exchange gifts, but it's okay because, like I said, they're always in my mind, they're always in my heart. So that's where I am.
That's good. That's good to know. Yeah. Well, me this year, I said, I'm not, I'm in the Christmas mood or the holiday mood, but I lost my mom on December the 7th. My dad, we just lost my dad on September the 20th, and his birthday is coming up on Friday, December the 18th. And you try to stay positive, but you still feel that loss. You still feel, this is the first time that I'm actually going to be without both of my parents together, for the holidays. So, but I'm trying to stay positive because I have my children, but it's hard. It's hard, but that's where I am. I decided this year I'm not going to put up any decorations because they know me, I decorate the whole house, everything on the inside. I have the tree, everything's color coordinated, have a little Christmas candy out or whatever, because that's the way I grew up. That's the way, how I know about the holidays, and, just, I don't have to have all the decorations and everything around. I just need to have my family around and then I'm fine. But sorry about that. Sometimes I get emotional.
You have to do it.
It's hard.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
It's hard. But
yeah, but the thing is, we cherish the memories, right? I mean, and in time, we go from a grieving season to a healing season, right? In a celebration season. I just remember 7 years ago, my mother made that transition, got her heavenly wings, right? And so, I just think that, my mother would say, if she was here, she said, Derek, hey, straighten up your face. What's wrong with you? Right? I raised a retired naval officer. What's wrong with you, boy? Right? So that's what my mother would say. That, and so, it is, I find the solace in sharing with my 17-month-old grandson about, my mother, right? He doesn't understand, but showing him her pictures, right? And it helps with the healing. right? And being able to share their stories so that way they continue to live in him. And then we just drink some eggnog, watch some family, my favorite movie to watch during Christmas is Coming to America, right? It's funny. It's funny. It's funny.
Oh, good.
It's funny. I watched the Photograph yesterday, right?
That's a good one.
Just to be transparent, but I just think is, to your point, Jacqueline, it's all about family.
Family.
I do believe culture, to Jazzy's point earlier, you can use Kwanzaa, you can use Christmas or Hanukkah to talk about your family culture. But I think what's even greatly appreciated is to talk about those who are no longer with us, so that their legacy of their story will continue, even though the next generation may not ever get that chance to know who they are personally, but at least when they see a picture, they can say, my great-great-grandmother was born in Georgia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so that way that story continues.
Yes.
And then we just go off and have, like I said, some apple cider, some chocolate chip cookies, enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Jack, I have to tell you, when you said you watched your program, man, I still watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman.
And those
The
programs,
little drummer boy for me. The little drummer boy.
those programs are, and that one too, Jacqueline. Those programs is 1940s and 1950s.
We grew up in those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They're like clap. They're like.
What about Charlie Brown?
All of
Yeah.
Yes.
How
Yes.
about
I love Charlie Brown.
How about the brother, Lil Franklin? Who Charles Schwartz, gave, was open enough to incorporate this young brother into
Yeah.
the Peanuts gang.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, looking at those programs and enjoying our accomplishments and how far things have gone. My dad would say, you can talk bad about anything, but you can certainly recognize the good and what we've done. We got a ways to go, but
Mhm.
we're all growing in this. We're all learning. We're all growing.
Well, guys, that's our time. We want to thank our guests for being here with us, Ms. Cassandra Green and Eda Brown and Ms. Jazzy Lewis. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Next
Thank
week,
you,
we are going to
guys.
talk about the coronavirus. We are actually going to talk about it. So join us next week. I see your face, Captain. I see your face. And remember, thank you so much, Facebook Live, for joining us as well. Just remember, guys, everything you heard and everything we said was our point of view.
Our point of view.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.